Coming right up, the Clippers taking on the Rockets. For Los Angeles, not the start to the season that this team wanted, but they can turn it around with the win at any time. We'll see if that starts tonight. Rockets, Clippers is next, right after this. Everyone, thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up. Hi everyone, this is Kevin Harlan, and joining us tonight, Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. And reporting from the sidelines, our very own David Aldridge. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at Houston, they're in the upper part of the conference records right now, in 5th place. And of course the Clippers, quite a few spots down the ladder right now.
And when you look at the Clippers, this has been a terrible way for them to kick off their year. They have to find a way to get back on track soon before this season gets away from them.
And there was such high hopes for them in the preseason. It's hard to believe how quickly these losses are piling up.
And the Houston Rockets starting 5. The guard spots are Van Vliet and Green. The pairing up front, Smith and Şengün. And it's Brooks in at the small forward position. And for the Clippers, George and Leonard are the forwards. Harden out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Zubac in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Such an early part of the season, Doris. Most teams are still getting used to each other.
Yeah, I think what people don't realize is that it's not just a change on the court. It means new personalities in the locker room, the team playing, team meals. It can be a big change, sometimes for better, sometimes for worse.
Now here's Harden. That falls. Nice feed that time from Leonard. Harden's got the first bucket of the night, a three-pointer for the Clippers. For 3, Van Vliet. It's hauled in by the Clippers. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Rockets team.
And they were unbeaten against this club last season. Not surprising considering where they both finished in the standings.
Well, they're more talented, more accomplished at this point, but you can't rely on that and start taking plays off. You could get surprised.
Clock at 4. From deep, Harden. Brooks grabs the board. And here's Brooks. He'll bring it up for Houston. It's a 3-point game. Şengün with the bucket. And last season, Greg, the Rockets tied for the league's 2nd worst record. They expect a different outcome this go-around.
Yeah, their veteran additions, headlined by Fred VanVleet, key to turning the tide, but also continued progression by their youngsters.
So it's the Rockets now, after the Clippers pick up 2. Westbrook with the steal. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It goes on Dylan Brooks.
You can see the kind of savvy Kawhi Leonard plays with. This guy makes the defense commit and gets himself to the foul line.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And the first one at the line is good. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work and it pays dividends.
Smith with a screen on Westbrook. Van Vliet can't get it to go. LA's are on 1 or 2 from long range in the first quarter. Westbrook kicks to Leonard. Harden the pass to George. Back to Harden. Zubac with it, covered by Smith. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Zubac. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
This is where Zubac's most comfortable. Good work on the interior right there.
Smith sets the pick for Van Vliet. 11 feet away. Gets that one to fall after missing his first two. 1 for 3 from the field. Here's Westbrook. He's been producing a fair amount of offense night in and night out as he's averaging 14 points a game. They don't make many guards, do they, Doris? As fiery as Fred VanVleet.
They don't, Kevin. He has had to scrap and claw and earn every piece of real estate in the NBA. At 6'1", he's undersized. But what we know unequivocally, he can command an offense, and he's a big-time shot maker when it counts. And guess what? He's going to dig it out defensively, too. You have to admire Fred VanVleet. Well, we know that Fred VanVleet can be relied upon to find the open man. This guy's so consistently good at it.
It's good. Harden's got his third basket of the night right there.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
To the middle, here's Brooks. That falls. Great assist by VanVleet. VanVleet's got 3 assists now in this one. Clippers leading by 5. Westbrook kicks to Harden. The 3 from George. They get the rebound. Kicks it out to Leonard. Hits the three-point bomb. Leonard's got 7 points.
Well, ready on the catch. Your pre-shot preparation is on point. Kawhi, the catch and shoot.
Green against Harden. Pass to Şengün. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his first foul. And Houston calls their first time out of the game. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
Yeah, they really snuffed that one out. Didn't execute all that well. Fortunate to walk away with the W.
Yeah, but as a team, you actually love a win like that. You're struggling from the field. You don't have your best stuff. Still, you find a way to gut out a win.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Zubac. Mann comes in for George. Norman Powell's checked in for James Harden. And Bones Island subbed in for Russell Westbrook. The Rockets also changing it up. Tari Eason's checked in for Şengün. Jae'Sean Tate comes in for Dylan Brooks. And Aaron Holiday's subbed in for Fred VanVleet. And so here are the Clippers after the Rockets pick up 3. Here's Mann. And a missed layup.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Shot by Eason, no good.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Now here's Leonard. He's got 7, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Kawhi Leonard reminding folks he's still got a vertical. Look out.
And so it's Holiday with it. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. They trail by 7. Over in the corner, Green. Smith sets the pick for Green. Smith with the basket on the assist by Green.
A whole selfless play right there from Green. He's all about getting it to the open man.
The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Los Angeles on top, leading by 5. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
They've been so aggressive, going strong at the defense, looking to score off of that penetration.
And they've also shown dominance in the paint so far tonight, really putting the work in down low.
So on the floor for Houston, they've got Reggie Bullock. Tari Easton is out there with Alperen Şengün. Then there's Jae'Sean Tate, and it's Holiday in at the point guard position. The 2023 season, DB, had a bitter end for the Clippers in the first round of the playoffs.
Now, Kevin, it is always difficult when the primary storyline for your team in a season is the injuries and the unavailability of your players. That is what cost the Clippers in the end.
Tate with the screen for Holiday.
Come on.
Shot clock reset for the Rockets. In the corner, it's Eason. It's good from long range. Eason's got 6.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Here's George. It's rebounded by Houston. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Holiday looking over the floor. Here's Şengün. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. He's got 6.
And there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Stolen by Bullock. He nails it, and we're tied up. Now Highland. Still yet to score. Here's Diabate. Şengün covering. Tate against George. And just miss after miss right now. And sports may be the ultimate meritocracy. Does it matter where you're from, Greg, your background? You got to have game, right?
Kevin, it's a beautiful thing. Some players grew up with a father in the NBA, others were a world away. Either way, when you get here, you know you've earned it.
Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Russell Westbrook comes in for Bones Highland. The Rockets also changing it up. Smith checked in for Tari Eason. Brooks comes in for Tate. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Reggie Bullock. For 3, VanVleet. A three-pointer is right on target. VanVleet's got the lead up to 4 now for Houston. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. For the Clippers, Leonard comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Harden in for Norman Powell. And a switch here also for Houston. Tate's checked in. Here's Westbrook. On the wing, Harden. Brooks covering. Zubac a screen on Brooks. Just 5 to shoot. Leonard with the bucket.
And with that three-pointer, how about ending that 11-0 run by the Rockets?
Houston's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And you look at Paul George, Doris, he really fits any system you can think of.
Kevin, that's about 2 things, the skill set and the mindset. If you need him to take over, he can change and get that line of thinking in his mind. You want him to play a secondary role, he can adjust there mentally as well.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. The Rockets have brought in Ime Udoka to help their team become a winner. Ime said, "We have a lot of guys that have a chip on their shoulder. Those are the types I look for. And from there, we want to cultivate that into team success. That's the job of a coach, to push that and get that out of them." Kevin?
It is. Good thought. All right, David, thank you.
Why all business right now? Defense better get started. It's going to be a long night.
1:30 left in the second quarter. Timeout called for Rockets. Indoors, the Clippers are moving into a new arena in Inglewood in 2024.
Kevin, I think this is absolutely huge for the organization. Part of establishing your own identity in Los Angeles will be their new arena. So exciting for this fan base that's growing and growing.
For the Rockets, Tari Eason's checked in for Şengün. And it's Green in for Tate. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. VanVleet kicks to Brooks. With his first shot attempt, it's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Basket good. And now it's a 3-point Los Angeles lead.
Oh, what a pretty delivery right there from Russell Westbrook. Nice pass.
Pass to Brooks. Back to VanVleet. Brooks outside. 4 on the shot clock. And they get it. It's rebounded by Leonard. Clippers leading by 3.
Ask any player or coach in the NBA, how good is James Harden? You will get the same answer. This is one of the best scorers to ever do it, guys.
Los Angeles shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
2 shots.
First one falls for him. And the Rockets hiring of Coach Udoka brought a lot of optimism, it seemed, to the fan base.
Yeah, Houston has had a rough go in recent years, and Udoka took the Celtics to the NBA Finals in his lone season as head coach. They're not expecting that kind of success right away, but they're hopeful he can turn things in the right direction.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Van Vliet looking around. Smith finds Brooks. And here is Van Vliet. He's covered by Westbrook. Fires from way outside. It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. He gets it up. Oh, he nails it just in time.
One eye on the rim, one on the clock. What a play.
Coaches talk about ending quarters. Well, you cannot do it better than that.
And so it's Los Angeles in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the side. All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the 3rd quarter started.
Hey folks, welcome to the halftime show. A lead right now in this one for the Los Angeles Clippers.
I don't think you can expect them to perform better offensively than they did in the first half, honestly. So the question becomes, Shaq, how do you sustain that efficiency?
Yeah, we see teams get a lead and they become trigger happy. Got to stay disciplined.
And now we turn our attention to the Western Conference standings here in the early going.
Taking a look at the Clippers. They didn't get the email I sent. Season has started, fellas. They look surprised they're getting whoopings. High hopes does not win games. They got to wake up, get it together. Good news, still time.
And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the 3rd quarter.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
George and Leonard are the forwards. Russell Westbrook out there with Harden. And it's Zubats in at the center, locking down the middle. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Here's Brooks. Rebound by the Clippers.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Leonard inside, covered by Smith. Good work there as it goes. Leonard's got the lead up to 10 now for the Clippers.
Adding to their advantage, trying to find a way to blow this one open.
One of the things they're doing is identifying favorable matchups and then going at them. He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
Westbrook passes to Zubats. Back to Westbrook. Harden against Brooks. Let's see some of the numbers here for Paul George.
And guys, this effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. They'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
And both free throws good for James Harden. Greg, remember back when the 22-23 season started and the Rockets were among the youngest teams in the NBA.
And it's hard to win in this league with youth and inexperience. Houston's front office aggressively adding quality vets like Fred VanVleet in hopes of stabilizing that roster.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Leonard. Great showing for him last season. Put up about 24 points per, 6 rebounds and 4 assists. And he brings it for them every game on the offensive end.
Well, I think you can tell he relishes this role, being the catalyst on the offensive end, night in and night out.
VanVleet kicks to Brooks. And some nice passing there by Houston. Back to Green. Lets it go with a 3. And Westbrook pulls it down.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Here's George. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Thompson twins, Amin and Asar, became the first set of twins to become first-round draft picks this summer. Amin said making the NBA has been a whole dream since the 3rd grade. Asar added, I always have someone there to push me and to keep it 100 with me. We're never too high or too low, and we're always just there for each other and want one another to succeed. Kevin?
Oh, man, that's tremendous. David, thanks. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And here's Green outside. The Rockets again can't hit.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
Passes it to Zubac. Over Şengün. And that one is good from Zubac.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
VanVleet against Westbrook.
2 minutes remaining.
VanVleet passes to Smith. It's tipped. It's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. Let's give a look now at the 2K leaderboard to see who led the league in assists last year. James Harden, number 1.
And it was the kind of season that he'd like to repeat over and over. Nobody was better at creating easy baskets for their teammates.
Powell, he's checked in for the Clippers. Tari Eason's checked in for the Rockets.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Here's George. Rebound by Smith. Rockets trail by 11. Powell with the steal. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. And that one drops.
Wow, pretty pass from Powell. This guy has great instincts as a scorer. That time sets up his teammate.
For 3, VanVleet. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
This guy just can't find his rhythm, and you look up at the scoreboard, they absolutely need his productivity.
Leonard with the bucket.
And how about the performance we're seeing from him? Not one miss on the day.
Houston's gone into a slump here from 3-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Now the pass to VanVleet. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Fred VanVleet, such a high IQ player, understands how to draw contact.
First trip to the line for him here.
And at the charity stripe a season ago, he didn't miss many. 90% on the year.
A different look for the Clippers. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Zubac. Mann comes in for George. And Bones Highland subbed in for Russell Westbrook. And then for Houston, Şengün's checked in for Jabari Smith. Jay Shante comes in for Brooks. And Aaron Holiday's subbed in for Jalen Green. And so VanVleet will bring it up for Houston. 15-point game. Sinks the three-pointer. VanVleet's got 9.
Well, after netting one in the first half, that's the second deep ball to go down for this guy.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Pass to Highland. To the inside. Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Van Vliet up top. With 4 seconds on the clock.
High IQ of Fred Van Vliet is why he is so good in pick and roll action.
And so it's Los Angeles, up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. Back right after this. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, this is why great point guard play is so critical in today's NBA, and you see it right there on display.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And so in the game for the Rockets, Tari Easton is out there with Green. Then there's Jayshawn Tate. Then it's Alperen Şengün. And it's Holiday in at the point. Basket counts.
We call that money from the mid-range. PG doing his thing in the sweet spot.
Highland against Holiday. The Clippers grab the miss.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Foul for 3. Outside for George. And the foul on Tari Eason. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Mann's checked in for Brown. Whitmore, he's checked in for the Rockets. On defense, the Rockets, they trail by 14. George against Green. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Boy, this guy just can't buy a bucket, and yet they have the advantage.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. Highland passes to Powell. It's stolen by Green. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Los Angeles.
They're still slashing and attacking the rim, and the defense yet to make the adjustment and keep the ball in front.
I think tonight has also, guys, been about the lost art of the mid-range jumper. If you utilize that in-between game right, there's plenty of value in it.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Westbrook's checked in, and a change for the Rockets. Smith checked in for Whitmore, and the foul called on Russell Westbrook. And that'll be his third foul so far.
Second team foul.
Green passes to Şengün. Powell with the steal.
He's really taking care of the ball. That's just his first turnover of the night.
Tipped away. And Tucker kicks to Westbrook. Pass to Mann. And another shot. No good at the rim. Rockets trail by 11. Right side Holiday. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Here's George. He's off on that one. Smith with the defensive effort. Here's Holiday. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the knee.
And Greg, one of the finer points of the new collective bargaining agreement, players in the G League night or overseas no longer automatically entering the NBA draft when they turn 19.
Yeah, it makes sense. You think about players in college, they choose when to enter the draft. So only right to give pros that same amount of time.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Zubac is checked in for P.J. Tucker. Leonard comes in for Norman Powell, and it's James Harden in for Russell Westbrook. Fred VanVleet is checked in for Aaron Holiday. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Teron Lewis talk with the team. Now, he told his guys not to get comfortable. He said, so we've got a little breathing room. So what? That's no reason to slow down out there. He wants them to keep the effort up. Guys?
Thank you, David.
Well, when you see somebody making pull-up jump shots like Van Vliet does there, you know that the rhythm is there.
Right wing. Passes to Zubac. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
First personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for your Clippers, Ivica.
First free throw is good.
It's been great watching Ivica Zubac's growth. This guy, his game has evolved and his role is increasing.
Second free throw, no good. Rockets trail by 10. Bobbed up there for Green. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Just hanging in the air that time. Green with some terrific bounce.
The Clippers have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. Here's Harden. Fred VanVleet grabs the miss. For Houston, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Brooks outside. The 3. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got 8 rebounds in this game. It's taken away by Smith. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Rockets?
I like their defense tonight, and we don't talk about that side of the ball enough. You can really change a game when you get a bunch of steals and get out in transition.
And you also have to love the way they've gotten out and run in transition. A ton of good chances tonight simply from being willing to run the floor.
Steps back. Here's VanVleet, and it's Houston with another.
Well, and it took a terrific effort at both ends to sustain this run.
They found their composure on both ends of the floor, and that is what triggered this run.
Harden scanning the floor. Down low, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, very hard to deal with Kawhi Leonard in the pick and roll. His mobility allows him to be an effective roller.
1:06 left in the game. Harden against VanVleet. They kick it out to Green. And the rejection by Zubac.
How about Zubac? Works so hard on the defensive end. Nicely done.
George passes to Harden. Clippers moving the ball around. Zubac finds Harden. Knocks down the 3-ball. And now an 11-point Clipper lead.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've got hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Oh, Leonard in position. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Convincing lead with very little time remaining, and the fans are pumped.
Well, they're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
VanVleet can't get it to go. Here's man. Again, Los Angeles.
Well, if you're that wide open, I can promise you James Harden will find you.
So the Clippers winning this one easily. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, guys. Russell, congrats. How satisfying is this win?
It's great. You know, I think what we're supposed to do, we came in and competed at a high level defensively. for the most part and got the win.
And you continue to keep it rolling, Russ. Thanks very much. Back to you guys.
Much appreciated, David. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And now, we present the New Balance Player of the Game, Kawhi Leonard.
Make your hell gaming.